Sketch made this. Good morning, Vietnam! Oh yeah, drag your injured friend into the gas cloud. Not leave him outside. War is never over. War never changes.
Deputy Director Kirsch?
I'm gonna ask you once, and only once. Where is he?
Sir, of whom are we speaking?
Cut the crap, agents.
Walter, do you think his disappearance actually has to do with us? Or something to do with William, or that business with the criminal services?
There's no way of telling what Skinner's been up to recently. But I'll keep my eyes peeled for cigarette butts.
At least we've had some reference to past events, because it's all been quite disjointed lately.
Maybe he's out meeting with an interior decorator.
I noticed this the last time we were here. No personal items, no mementos,
No Krychek's chained to
no
chairs.
family photographs.
You two are ones to talk.
After all these years, we know precious little about Walter Sergei Skinner beyond the professional.
It appears he may suffer from moderate to severe constipation.
I'm sorry to be a wimp, Walter, but this just feels wrong. Is Gladysbrook a mental hospital?
That's right, ma'am. It's a government-run facility.
Oh look, more mental illness
I'd like to see a
issues.
list of past and current patients, if I could. Do you have access to that, sir?
Probably not. They run a tight ship up there, but I'll see what I can drum up.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Anything to dispel the craziness everyone in town is buzzing about.
What kind of craziness is that?
People are swearing they seen some kind of monster out in the woods.
It's Reggie! Ooh, detour flashbacks. See? It is detour! Told you! Gonna see somebody with red glowing eyes now. Oh, it's Skinner. Just as close, I guess.
Skinner, white male, glasses,
Hurry up. You're gonna get us run out of town.
That's convenient that the monster walked up to the
We
camera.
find that monster, we find Skinner.
Tell me you don't think that was some real, actual monster we just saw.
Well, for one, Scully, we agree monsters don't dig pits and set traps. That was most certainly a man in a mask. But I'm more concerned about Skinner's state of mind right now.
So they found the house that it took
Special Agent
Skinner
Mulder.
2 days to find?
Special Agent Dana Scully, are you related to John James?
I'm his son, Davy.
We're looking for a man who we have reason to believe may be in the area and may have served with your father in Vietnam, Walter Skinner.
I don't believe I've ever heard that name before, no.
Wait, Skinner didn't think to yell out when Mulder was outside? Okay, what you do, Scully, is you drive and keep an eye on your phone. What about that high-tech Wi-Fi that's in your rental? So, wait, Davey saw him drive off and, like, just went and stood in the closet until... What?
Davey, please, let us out.
What the fuck? Where did he come from? How the fuck did he get out and catch up ahead of them? Okay. Superhuman Skin Man!
Thank you. Ambulance is on its way. I would call Kirsch as soon as he gets sober, so.
You two came along and you taught me not to hide from it, but have the guts to shine a light directly into the darkest corners. And if given the choice between advancing my career by being blindly loyal to some faceless puppeteers pulling strings from the shadows or to throw in with you two, make no mistake about it, I'd make the same decision every single damn time.
Oh.
Imagine the power of a government that could literally control the minds of millions and millions of its citizens simply by exposing them to this poison.
Really? We're really doing the whole chemtrails thing? Oh my
It's
god.
happening. It's happening right now.
Apparently this season is about confirming every kooky conspiracy. Okay. Why not? Hey everybody, so just got done watching the 6th episode of The X-Files this season 11, Kitten, written by Gabe Rotter and directed by Carol Banker. And this episode exists. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you somewhere down the line. Okay, that ain't gonna work, but come on. There's really not that much to say about this one. It's a Skinner-centric episode, and you would think, that, ooh, that's awesome. Everybody loves Skinner. I love Skinner. I love Mitch Pileggi. But yeah, there have been 2 previous attempts at Skinner-centric episode. Avatar from season 3 and SR819 from season 6. And both have been just yeah. They've added interesting parts to backstory and character development of Skinner, particularly in Avatar, which dealt with his struggles with his wife, etc., and touched upon other kind of issues that he had. And SR819 was an interesting thing, introducing the nanobites and stuff. But they were just always just there. There wasn't anything particularly amazing about them or outstanding. And this episode pretty much suffers from the same issue. Like I say, it's written by Gabe Rotter, who would have written the fabled 7th episode of season 10 had that happened. And yeah, I can't say that the acting in this is good. the directing in this is good, and it's nice to finally see a female director. But the writing just plods along. Now, is it as bad as, say, the two-part Skinner-centric IDW issues of the X-Files comics? No. This was total tripe. I have never been more angry at a comic book ever, and I'm not the biggest fan of the IDW season 10, 11 series. This was awful, made me so angry, and I've been intending on doing a review of it since I first read it. But Kitten it's just there, and it plods along, and it has like the biggest plot holes in it that I think I've ever seen in an episode. And that's coming from somebody who absolutely hates the My Struggle episodes. We've got Skinner having this box, with this gas in it that we have never, ever come across. Now, of course, we can't deal with all of Skinner's backstories and stuff like that. But it just feels like there's this push to deal with a possible, conspiratorial leading to possible paranormal, but not actually paranormal means, just to fit it within within the body of the X-Files, to make it a part of it without standing out as like its own little thing. But it's a real stretch to believe that this has never ever come up before, and that we've never really seen, parts of this gas. I mean, obviously there have been things, pot chemicals, and say like with oh my god, there was the blood episode and stuff. Possibilities of test subjects and that. We've seen that before, but this season has really been dealing with this whole kind of, again, alternate realities, and we've got this whole thing where we've got conspiracies really being pushed down our throats as fact. And the thing is with the X-Files is it always dances around that idea that, there was these ideas out there, but it wasn't saying that they were fact or anything. And yet we've got the first episode of this season saying that the moon landing was fake and that CSM was involved with the recording of it. And then we've got this episode saying, oh yeah, no, totally. The American public have been exposed to this gas that's being, sprayed across with crop duster planes and stuff. It's like, really? 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 I just can't even. I've said it before, but that's all I can think of when I think to talk about this episode and this season in general. You've got Mulder and Scully who are just there, and it's nice to see that there's some kind of connection to try and tie in this mistrust and see them reconnecting in a way with Skinner. But even then, we're still not seeing any kind of conclusion to him telling them why he was being a knob or, going behind their backs, and they want to believe him and they want to stick up for him, but it's just like, it's really contrived. That is the problem with this episode. It just felt really, it felt like it was here to try and make this connection, and it just fell flat for me. And that makes me really sad saying, because like I say, I actually enjoyed SR819. And for the most part, for what it was, I enjoyed Avatar. I always love seeing more development of Skinner. But, this idea that Mulder and Scully wouldn't have considered what they've done to Skinner's job in the, and and reputation in the past is ridiculous, because I'm pretty sure they have considered that more times, and I'm pretty sure even Scully has said to Skinner straight, you know, we know what you've done, and you've put yourself on the line and stuff like that. It was nice to see Kirsch. It was. It was completely pointless, but, you know, it was good to see him. I mean, he's one to talk. You know, he's like, oh, well, why do you think that Skinner isn't running this place by now? It's like, the same could be asked of you, Deputy Director, who I'm still impressed is alive after the whole super soldier thing at the end of season 9, but, you know, whatever. You know, we've not seen you since, but, you know, you're still around, so yay. Sorry. This episode just... it wanted me to make leaps that I didn't think were worth taking. I mean, my God, how the hell did Skinner, who was down in that trap, impaled, severely injured, you know, somehow he managed to get himself out of that pit? I mean, to pull himself, the body strength that he would have needed to pull himself out of that pit. I mean, I don't even think that rope was actually tethered to it anything, was it? The one that Scully threw down. I mean, I guess it was. Maybe it was the same one that was holding up the body. But whatever. Still, he would have needed the upper body strength to pull himself up. And then somehow he magically got ahead of Mulder and Scully. It's just like, okay, Skinner to the rescue, as per usual, but how? I don't know, guys. It's not a bad episode. It's not. It's not got the worst script. Like I say, it's got good acting in it. It's fun to see Haley Joel Osment, who I think the last thing I saw him in was I can't remember what it was called. It was the Funny or Die things with Tobey Maguire and Will Ferrell playing the writer. I can't think of the title, but you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it had like Kristen Wiig and Haley Joel Osment and Tobey Maguire and stuff like that in. That was pretty much the last thing I saw him in. So it's nice to see him in a much more serious role. Obviously, I know he has done serious roles as well, but it was good to see him in a serious role again. Because I feel like he can play those kind of comedic, but also obviously serious roles. Yeah, I just, like I said, the acting was good. There was some weird editing. I will say that. There was some weird cuts that felt really poorly done and executed. But there was some nice direction. Like I say, it wasn't the worst script. Gabe Rotter is Chris Carter's assistant or something like that. I can't remember exactly. So, yeah, he's probably learnt from the master. It wasn't awful. It wasn't bad. It was just meh for me. And I wish I could say something more about it. It was nice to see, you know, I think the guy playing Skinner's younger self is Mitch Pileggi's nephew, and you could totally see the family resemblance. And it was funny, I mentioned that comic, I looked through that again, and it was funny to see actually the younger illustration of Skinner was a lot like, you know, the version in this. He was good as young Skinner. But yeah, no, I don't know. I can't really, there was nothing really memorable about this episode. Not either in a bad way or a good way. Mulder and Scully just felt like they were there. And Skinner was just, even though it was a Skinner-centric episode, it just felt like he was there some of the time. I didn't really feel like he got the chance to shine properly. So yeah, I mean, I guess going forward, it will be interesting to see what, how this is going to play out with his involvement with the CSM and that. But yeah, just this episode exists. I can only give it a 5 out of 10, guys. It was just it was so vanilla. It was just so middle of the road. It was ridiculous. And that's kind of sad. We're getting into this, we're into the final half of the season now. And we really can't be wasting time on episodes that are just going to be there. Like, say, if it had tried so much more, it would have been interesting, and it would have been nice to have an amazing Skinner episode. But this just didn't hit it for me. And I'm sorry, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for saying that, but it was just there. We've got a 2-week break now. I mean, technically 3 weeks. I mean, we've got 2 weeks without episodes. So the next episode, Followers, which I'm calling that because that's what the actual decryption is. The actual title is a base 64 encryption title, which translates as Followers. So, and I haven't memorized what the actual title is yet. So, looks interesting. Scully's got the new shorter wig. And I think this is the episode that's pretty much just Mulder and Scully in it, with not much talking. So it's going to be an interesting episode. A lot of people have said that it's supposed to be really good. So it's going to be interesting to see, but it's not on until February 28th. So mark that on your calendars in the US. The series has finally started here in the UK. It's whatever episode it is next. It is Glenn Morgan's episode. This next week in the UK. So check that out if you're watching. And also, I don't know if it's still out. I've been meaning to mention this the last few weeks. Don't forget to pick up your copy of SFX, which has got interviews with David Duchovny, Chris Carter, and Nick Lee. And it's got some bits in it to celebrate the 25th anniversary. So it also comes with a copy of the Time Machine by H.G. Wells. So why not pick it up? Pick that up if you get a chance, guys, to add to your magazine collections. Thank you so much for watching. In the 2-week gap, I am going to do a couple more videos. I'm going to look at my thoughts on the season so far. I mean, we are now at the point where, season 10 ended. So I really want to look at my thoughts over what is this of the season so far and heading towards the final end game. So that will go up next week in lieu of a reactions video. And hopefully there'll be a few more things going on. But please take care, guys. Please share your thoughts on this. Were you happy to see a Skinner-centric episode? And if so, did it do it for you? I completely get why people would enjoy this. And I really, really wanted to love this one. Just couldn't. Please share your thoughts. And I look forward to seeing you down in the comments. Please like, subscribe, do all that usual stuff that everybody begs you to do at the end of a video. And I will see you somewhere down the line.